Hi you guys, welcome back. Welcome back to me too, because I was out last week for reasons that I hope you all understand. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for coming back. We are on part 2 of the fasting or dry fasting FAQs. I mentioned both because to me these things mostly apply to dry fasting, which of course is the most intense type of fasting you can do, but less intense versions of the things I'm talking about would really take place with any type of fasting that you are doing. So it counts for everybody. I hope you guys are doing really well. Let's jump into question 1. What is the name of the detox pill that you take during your fast? That's a great question. Multiple people have asked it. I don't have it with me right now, but I will pop up a picture of it. It's called the Cleaner. And I've been taking it off and on. I don't take it all the time. I just take it as needed. For the last couple of years, I just found it. Like at a GNC once, I was looking through their health section and was looking for something all natural. I don't even really go in there that much. I don't know why I went in there that day, but it worked phenomenally, and it is all natural, and I've stuck with it ever since. There are a couple of other all natural detoxes that I'd like to try, and when I do that, I'll let you guys know how they fare. But for the meantime, I've been sticking with the Cleaner, the women's version, but they also have a men's version. So I usually take it if I'm feeling like, if I'm in a fast, say snake juice, water with electrolytes, and I feel nauseated, that's generally an indicator that I need it. That happened to me twice during the 21-day fast, and so I took it both times then. If I'm dry fasting, I usually don't need it. Obviously, I wouldn't take a pill on no liquid in my body anyway. And then if you're doing something like a juice fast, which other people also do, if you were feeling sluggish, or having trouble just keep clearing your system out, that would be another reason that you could take it. And then, just for the record, they recommend 4, but 3 is probably good enough for you, maybe even 2. So start slowly and work your way up from there. Question 2, can you share more on detox symptoms for beginners? Yes, I can. This varies per person. But the things that I most frequently warn people about, I talked about this a lot with my friends who joined us during the 7-day group fast last month. And the things that they mentioned to me over and over again are headaches, fatigue, nausea a little bit, and maybe just if you're doing a snake juice fast, then hunger in the beginning. If you're doing a dry fast, then thirst in the beginning. Both of those go away, usually after the first day or 2. That's also why I kind of like doing extended fasts, meaning 3 or more days, because the first 2 days, you kind of feel terrible. And then by the time you start feeling better, you end it. And so the next time you do it, or anytime you do it, you're starting back at square one. When really, if you kept it a few days longer, you would feel essentially the same, but you would get more benefit out of it. So that's also something to think about. On longer dry fasts, I start to feel what I would consider an intense, muscle level fatigue, meaning maybe after about 5 days, it starts taking me a little longer to stand up. Not because I can't, but just because I'm thinking about it, do I want to expend the energy to do this, or can I wait? I find myself combining movement activities, what's everything I need to near me for the next 2 hours? I'm gonna gear up, stand up, get all of those things, and then go sit back down. And that's just because your body is working extra hard to provide itself what it needs to turn fat into H2O and energy for you to survive, and that's a very energy intensive process. And so it's pulling some of the energy that you would easily access using glucose if you were eating normally to just jump up and go do things. So you feel a little bit more fatigued. But I actually don't mind that feeling. It makes me more mindful about what I do and when and why when you're conserving energy like that. And yeah, I think that's it. Those are pretty normal symptoms: hunger, thirst, fatigue, headaches, and nausea. But they should not last past the first 2 days. So if you still feel like that past maybe 48 hours, you may want to investigate whether or not something else is up with your body, and either think about shortening the fast or altering the fast. So if it's a dry, you may want to bring in some snake juice. If it's a snake juice, you may want to bring in some fresh juice. If you're trying to stay away from eating, but you still don't want it to be as intense as it seems, and then give yourself a break of a week or so, and you can jump back in, because your body detoxes hard on a dry fast, and that's where a lot of those headaches are coming from. If you have been taking in caffeine, alcohol, carbohydrates, those things have got to work their way out of your system when they're not available anymore, and sometimes it's painful, but it's always worth it. Okay, last question. Do you hard or soft dry fast? I love this question. It's all of the dry fasts you've ever seen or heard me talk about were soft. And man, I'm working on this big project for you guys right now. I'm excited, but I can't really tell you anything about it yet, but you'll find out. Anyway, I think during the course of this experiment that I'm doing, I may attempt my first hard dry fast. The issue is I work every day. And so I don't want to subject people out in the world to my unwashed being, especially in the time of coronavirus, because you cannot expose yourself to any water, which means I wouldn't be able to wash my hands, which is not safe. So before I attempted a hard dry fast, I would clean and sanitize my apartment, and then I would not leave for the duration or let anyone else in, and that way it would stay clean even though I wasn't allowed to touch water. So it's going to require some planning for me to do that, and some time. I'd love to start with a 2 or 3 day just to see how I do. I don't think 1 day would be particularly challenging, but I want to kind of push myself, so when I do it, you will know. And for those who are not aware, the difference between a hard and soft dry fast is, on a soft dry fast, you can do things like brush your teeth, take showers, wash your hands. You can come in contact with water, you're just not ingesting it. On a hard dry fast, there is no contact with water internally or externally. Yikes. But I'm not afraid to do it. I just haven't had the time to set up the ideal environment for it. So if I can pull that off before the end of this year, that's my goal. We'll see. Okay, 3 more questions in the books. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Click subscribe if you haven't already. It's so great to have you here. Let me know if you have any other questions that you want to see in this series before I finish it. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. See you soon.